let's talk about my thoughts, my feelings on the Bo Burnham show called Inside that he shot, edited, and did everything on his own. And it was very, very good. It was really fucking good. I loved it. It made me feel things. I feel like art is supposed to make you feel things, like good art makes you feel shit, right? I'll just say it like this. A lot of you guys are on Twitch. You're Twitch watchers. So you fit the profile of someone who Bo Burnham is making his special for, basically, and myself as well. His content is very much for upper middle class people who weren't literally working nonstop out and about in the service industry, or like, you know, as a first responder, or a person who was working at the cash register every day during the fucking pandemic. Content is not going to always appeal to every single person or written for every single person. He's an incredibly self-aware person. I see a lot of myself when I watch Inside. Like, it was a little hard to watch because it was too real. You literally see him go through with both his mannerisms, his face, the way he looks, with his hair and beard growing. Like, you watch 2020 unfold right in front of your eyes, and it's wild to see. It was incredible. Because of how incredible it was, it was hard to watch. 2020 was a really bad year for a lot of people. I mean, I became more financially secure than I ever imagined I would be in this same year, but it was dog shit. I felt alone. I felt sad. And you can see it, like, this dude was going through it. And he's way wealthier than I am. Chill. Bo has a girlfriend and a dog. What you saw in character is just an exaggeration of his persona and experiences. I mean, yeah, but I don't have a girlfriend and a dog. So for me, it was fucking very real. Okay? Or at least through COVID. And it doesn't matter that he had a girlfriend and a dog, because like his trauma is real. Like, it's obvious that it was real. And he was able to showcase it perfectly. Of course it was like a performance, but you know, I mean, he was brutally honest to a degree that made me uncomfortable to watch. One, because it just like reminded me of my 2020, which I too also basically dropped everything and only hyper focused on streaming and like building this community. And it made me feel like I had something to work towards, and it was and for that I'm very grateful. I talk about this all the time. I've talked about this before. It was really interesting. I mean, it literally helped me survive. It kept me alive doing this every single day. The part where he's listening to his own suicide prevention message hurts. Yeah, I mean, it was it's less important. That was wild. So the thing that is really interesting about his special was that like it literally tracked perfectly side by side with everything that happened, with all the important events that coincided. He literally starts off with like what a lot of people in this community in particular experienced, the radicalization in the aftermath of quarantine and like our economic system crumbling, falling apart, whether it be because you can't find fucking toilet paper in the wealthiest goddamn country on the planet, or because you recognize that like, oh my god, a lot of us white collar workers could very easily not work from the office space that we occupy, and could like very easily just work from home. Or even if you are incredibly poor, you realize like, oh, what the the government can actually help me. Like, the government does have the financial capacity to help me. That's a weird experience that I've never felt before. Like, I mean, he perfectly showed that. And then he showed how brands decided to capitalize on it. He talked about it from the framework of like being a white guy who wants to do well while still engaging in like performative activism that centers him and his white and relatively wealthy experience. I feel like if you were a part of this community during the George Floyd protest, during the entire like COVID stuff, and you've been around for that long, like it feels very familiar. And I've said this as a joke to my friends before, but I feel like after COVID, people either became like weirdo like QAnon Andes, or they became like kind of anti-capitalist and nothing in between. And I think Bo Burnham described the second thing, members of this community and their experiences, very well. Isn't kind of literally in between? No, I mean kind of, because not everyone became like avowed fucking Marxist-Leninist. Like when he said like doing this special is what's keeping me preoccupied and alive during 2020, like that was good shit. That was incredibly powerful for me. I feel whack saying it. I don't usually react to content this way. Bo Burnham fans, when he drops the special, Damn, just found out about mental health. This shit is important, y'all. No cap. You are turning into a soy boy? I think so. Maybe. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. I really would love to have him come on the show. So if you want that to happen, boys, you got to blast this, okay? Inside genuinely made me feel more depressed after watching it, but I guess that's just because his raw, unhinged breakdowns fit into a special. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's like, I like to watch comedy specials because it shows you how dark the world is, but in a funny way, and it shows you the tragedy and the comedy. This was just fucking tragic. There were definitely funny moments, really funny moments, but goddamn was it fucking tragic, dude. So I think it's not an easy watch, but it's a really good one. Will I rewatch it? I don't know. My favorite bit was the Sacco one. It's not even fucking, it's not, it's obviously a given. Of course I'm going to like the Sacco one. But I also really liked the sexting one. I thought that was really funny. White woman's Instagram was all right. I think that was like the normie bit. But the sexting bit was very funny too. So yeah, that's, by the way, that's it. Those are my thoughts on Bo Burnham's special. Okay, I hate to interrupt this broadcast, but Bo Burnham DM'd me on Instagram. I said, incredible special, man. Would love to have you on my Twitch stream sometime. We met a long time ago when you came to the Young Turk studio, but I was behind the camera at the time, so it likely wasn't a memorable experience for you as it was for me. That's what I told him. I'm not going to actually mention most of the stuff that he said, but he did say, thank you, man. This really means a lot. I sadly don't remember meeting, which blows because I've genuinely become a fan of the time since and regularly watched your stream highlights on YouTube through all this shit. That's crazy, dude. That's fucking nuts. Oh, Burnham is a community member, boys. I mean, he's a YouTube frog, but whatever. I told you guys, and you motherfucker said I was wrong. You said I was wrong, dude. Oh my God, dude. Wow, that's so sick. Dude, he is so awesome. He's gonna come on? Yeah. He said he would. He's just like figuring some stuff out. Dude, it was insane. Like that. Because his special was like, I said this already, like if you were like a part of this community for I just talked about this earlier. Oh my God. If you were a part of this community for this entire process throughout like, you know, the BLM protests and throughout COVID, like the way he like his special just like reflects so much of the experience that, I mean, I'm not going to get out of hand here and be like, oh my God, he like watched a lot of, you know, my YouTube or anything like that. But it felt so fucking personal and so closely resembled like my personal experience. His special perfectly described my journey, leftist radicalization, depression, etc. Yeah, that's wild, dude. That's so sick. That's so sick. He's so awesome. Yeah, his special was amazing. It's depressing as fuck, but it's so good. It's also a great reflection of like being creative in this time of being alone. It was so good, dude.